Dude, every single time you guys say the clues you're looking for, I just think of that South Park episode with the Hardy Boys. Where like, I'm getting such a raging clue.
I got a raging clue. Oh.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
How much space do you want before, like, do you need to like clip, and then we'll go into like a reroll?
No, I'll just where I say fade to black, I'll just cut it there, and we'll move on. And that's how we're gonna do it. So we're just rolling over into the other shit right now.
Rolling into the reroll.
There we are.
We're all getting
now
clues.
We're here with rolling over to talk about last session. Anything you guys want to bring up about it?
I got things. You guys got things? You guys want to go first?
Let's hear it.
Nah, you go
for it.
Okay.
Can you talk about and maybe straighten up from the game, like gameplay wise? Get a better feel and understanding for it.
Yeah, definitely. I could use some help clarifying defensive stance. I think you mentioned something about that when I took a counter attack from the enemy. You had mentioned I didn't take a defensive stance, and so he immediately attacked me back.
Correct. So if we go to, go to toe or hit with all you got? If you pull those up, I believe it'd be.
So I got toe to toe up.
Okay, so then. I guess that would be a hit with all you got? Oh, let me see here. Okay, so yeah, go toe to toes. That's what you used when you shot at him. It's and you rolled a mid success. You don't get to choose one of the options there. So if you look down through it,
oh, I see. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. On a 10 up, choose 2.
So then you choose 1, which you're trying to incapacitate him.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't choose block, dodge, or counter, they get to impose a status upon you.
Okay.
So that's like a hard move that I can do when you guys don't take that. So it gives a status to it.
Gotcha.
So generally you want to try to block if you don't want to negative effect to you.
I kind of like that mechanic.
Yeah. So like crunch-wise, mechanics-wise, if you only roll enough to choose 1, choose block.
Generally,
or dodge, or
not even generally. I mean, just like if you think something big and bad's gonna happen, possibly choose that.
Okay. I got 2 other things, but I'll let somebody else go next.
No, go ahead. Dig in.
It's our game.
Well, the only one I really had is just the like we had been discussing the statuses.
Yeah.
So, like when we get a status, we need to be tracking that on
your status
our end, right? On these the tracking cards below.
That way, it actually shows up on the negatives and stuff.
And so there's like a juice, story tag, clues, tracking card stuff.
Stop pacing.
And we can actually.
Okay, where is the status thing?
Okay, so if you go on your character sheet, you scroll down past your theme cards.
Yeah, you got tracking cards.
Yeah. And you can change the name on them. Like there's clues, juice, story tag. And if you click on it, you can actually type into it.
If I put it on there, is that now on Tlaloc? No, it's not.
Mine still says irritated 1.
Yeah, mine says bruised eye 1.
Okay.
Good.
But when I roll, it doesn't show up as a negative modifier.
Yeah, see, I've got
high enough.
So now that it's on the tracking card. Hold on. Tlaloc, go ahead and select some and roll it. And just do like
I've got a bruised eye, and I selected 2. Yeah, see, it didn't subtract 2 or anything.
I think that's why you have the tag cards in here. I believe that's probably because that's one thing I've been trying to figure out is what the pluses are. Because when I click on these like power tags, it automatically throws it into power. So my plus would be for remembering, well, I have a power tag or I have a tracking card with a status.
Okay.
So I need to put a -1 on there.
Yeah. Okay, so no.
Or a +2 kind of thing.
On Talalik's sheet, are you on there right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Select a couple things to use real quick.
Okay.
So maybe... Okay, you got 2 of them?
I do.
Okay. So now go ahead and roll, because I think it was...
Okay, I've got juice, bruised eye 1, and then power 2.
See, that's what I'm saying, is you're going to have to manually enter that in.
So you still had juice. You still had juice? That's probably why it added in there.
If you hit the minus, if you hit the minus icon, it will give you negative modifiers.
That's what I'm saying, is I think we have to manually enter those in with the plus and minus at the power tag up
we've
at
got
the
to
top.
manually select them.
Yeah.
Let's reset. Yeah, you have to do it. So, okay, so yeah, we know that from now on.
Yeah, so that was just kind of my big thing. Is when I was playing around with it, like I always add that +69.
Cards don't, or the tracking cards don't automatically change.
No, you gotta.
Yeah, so I can add
like when you select
+69 to my roll.
On the character cards. Jeez, on the character cards, those automatically add to the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tracking cards don't.
I'm guessing it's just a roll 20 kind of mechanic that isn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make a difference. Okay.
No.
So we know that. So if I give you a status, go into your character sheet, go down, write it out for me, give like a status card to it, and remember where you're at.
Okay.
That will be something we can do next time if we remember.
And then I had a question about initiative order. Is there an initiative order?
There's not. It's basically up to me. Like, Talalik said he's going to run around and do that. Like, okay, give him the spotlight.
Okay.
And you had mentioned, like, you're going to pull out your gun, so let Talalik do his thing, we'll do yours, and then I'll jump to whoever's next. I'll give spotlight to somebody else. Okay. And then I just try to keep it just going the same way each time.
That's kind of why I asked, like, where I could help.
Yeah.
I was trying to see because I know from reading too, there's no actual initiative in this game, so I didn't know if I could kind of jump in anywhere or if I
mean,
that is something I can look up.
I mean, it's more free form for the players, but as far as like NPCs or enemies,
I can only do certain things when things happen on your end.
Okay.
So
that's behind the MC screen.
Yeah. Certain things trigger things from me, like soft moves, hard moves. There can be intrusive moves. They're just giving titles to things. Where basically, like, we're creating a scene together.
Yeah.
You know, like. So, it's better to be like, okay, I'm going to make an intrusive move and cut you off while you're talking. You know, like, there's no point to that. I can just do it. But that's technically a move that I'm doing.
Okay.
So.
That's cool. All right. Anybody else have something? I got one thing. Mike, you want to vent?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel my character is just very underpowered. I don't know where. I don't know how far to go.
You need to just go to like Wikipedia, look up Job or look up Constantine, and because that's literally like I have tags and stuff like that, but mine are super vague. Like mine just says I can conjure animals.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, well, fuck it, I can conjure dogs.
Mine doesn't say any shit like that, really.
Because it's not the same abilities.
Yeah.
So the best way to describe it is, like Ben said, is to conjure fantastical creatures. So he said what he wanted it to be. That's why he said it. I could make a dragon show up if I wanted.
That's a very fucking vague statement. You're not going to conjure, conjure animals. That's pretty fucking vague for a power.
But it doesn't specify what those animals can do.
Jesus Christ,
it doesn't make me any more overpowered. You could have intimidated with some of your stuff.
That's all flavor. It's not mechanically any different.
Yes. Mine doesn't say anything like that, though.
But you don't need to summon dragons to intimidate like I did. I just happened to.
I have an idea. I'll leave it up to anybody who is actually any audience out there who's listening. Anybody, even just one. I'll post Job's character sheet, and let's help him out. Let's give him
come up with ideas on how to use his theme cards.
Well, no, I have ideas. I just don't know how far I can go with them.
As far as
then
the
you
MC
explain it to me, and I will let you know if it works.
So I can just be like, so I could use any kind of divine intervention kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, with Ben's, like it says, like, oh, you can conjure animals. There's a limit. That's vague. That's like right there.
Like I can't summon a dragon and have it blow up the whole city. Casey's probably going to say, no, your dragon's not going to take the whole city out.
But I'm talking the base of your attack stuff, your basis of your moves.
Well, and say mine says Thunderbolt manipulation. Well, that could be a little taser, or it could be a giant, 10,000 watt or a 10,000 volt lightning bolt through your face. Like you
could redirect electricity from one thing to another.
Yeah, is that AC or is that DC? I mean,
127
big difference.
It's a joke, but there's a huge difference between AC and DC.
I don't have anything like that in my stats that say attacks though. All my stuff it doesn't say any kind of.
You've got one that says punch their lights out. That's about as attack as it gets.
Mine doesn't say conjure fantastic animals to attack.
That's literally about all it says.
Like I could conjure a squirrel to go do reconnaissance.
Sneak into someplace. Yeah.
Ben, we understand what your spell does.
I don't think you do.
Fuck up.
It's not about what his spells do. It's about how he imagines using.
Yes, I understand that, but like I can't. Mine's not opening up right now, so I can't bring it up. But yeah, like punch the lights out. That's about all I can do. That's all it says. I think
those are your logos. Mundane. Which is generally your mundane stuff.
Yeah.
Your mythos is your magical being that's with you type powers.
Okay.
Or like
one of my powers is a punk outfit. Like But I could use that to say, well, I'm a punk. I'm a little runaway kid. So, like, people are going to view me a certain way.
Or if he's trying to talk to, like, another outcast or something like that.
Yeah.
My stuff's not coming up right now. It's not fucking loading.
I see for Job's mythos, we got, but you can't take my life. I can't see the rest of what it says, but it says you cannot take my life and soul. And then the second one is endure any punishment. And then the third one is a righteous man. So he's kind of like...
It's all defensive kind of shit. Though.
Yeah. Well, you can turn that... You can do, like, endure any punishment. Like, you can put maybe, like, during an attack, you can put yourself into harm's way because Job knows that he cannot die. You cannot take his life and you cannot take his soul. And so he
can't die. He's tried.
So he can throw himself into the fray, haphazardly. Devil may care is another one of your is in one of your logos. Is it logos? The orange ones?
Logos.
Yeah,
logos.
Yeah, logos. And so you can combine like devil may care, punch their lights out, nothing to lose because you're not going to die. Your soul is immortal. Your life is immortal. And combine that with maybe your mythos.
I did 2 of those in the alley, and I failed.
Well, but that was just because you had 4 dice rolls. That's all.
Yeah.
That was because of the dice, not because you didn't do something right.
I'm just trying to see. Like, I have general ideas of what he can do, whatever. But like, I'm just trying to know limit-wise. I guess I don't know how.
The only way you're gonna find that out is by asking me.
Hold on. The way I can explain this is like how Ben says he can conjure animals. that's pretty magical. That's a magical thing. But like with my character, it doesn't really.
You're not a magical character.
Yeah, so I don't really know how limited he is.
So think of more divine aspects.
Yeah, well, that's what
That's why I say, like, when it came to healing, you do great. Or, and the fact that he's basically an immortal, he can take a lot of punishment. So he's kind of the defending cleric.
Yeah, you're a light cleric. I'm a wild magic barbarian.
I'll just think of like some kind of attacks with that, I guess, and I'll text you, Casey, and see if it's something that's usable or whatever.
Yeah.
Text Casey, and we'll put it on the Instagram, and y'all let us know what you think.
And remember, Mike, too, like your attack, you could punch someone with your hand and roll for it, and it would do just as much damage as if I went.
Like, no, I'm not here.
If I went, I'm gonna throw a dragon at you and punch you with my dragon, it would do the same thing. Like it's not like I'm not like crazy more powerful than anyone else.
I don't want to.
It's just all dependent on the.
I don't want to say that. That doesn't really make good story.
I just don't have. I have a different theme than you do.
I think it's a great story because, like, see, the story of Job itself.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking attack wise though. I mean, like, I don't want to say, I'm gonna punch him. You know what I mean? I'd like
to describe it better than that.
Say, I punch him with the power and might of the righteous God.
Your fist lights up with holy energy as you crack him across the face.
You shoot crosses out of your wiener.
I like that.
Get some GM description cards. Drive through RPG. Really good. I use those sometimes if I remember.
Shout out, not sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but hopefully maybe one day.
I guess that's only my thing, I guess.
No, I think that's a good thing, a point to bring up, because it's so different than what we've all been playing, which is the typical like crunchy Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or those kind of similar games where it's like the spell does this and this is a description of the spell.
Exactly.
But like
this narrative.
Yeah, this is much more narrative where it's like it's our responsibility as the player to be descriptive.
I have no problem with that. I have a good imagination. I can come up with shit, but I just want to stay within the realm of like what's legible in the story. That's all.
There's fucking people possessed by like King Arthur and shit. So you can try to do whatever you want. I'll let you know if it works or not.
It's like that anime Fate.
Yeah.
The first season, the good one, the good season.
Yeah. I think it's a good discussion though, because that's kind of the questions I had coming into this. Is kind of the same as Mike. Is like I didn't understand almost the vaguality of all the moves and stuff like that. And then I had the benefit that Mike didn't of me and Casey sat down and kind of went through this stuff prior. But it can be a little confusing coming from very rules heavy,
it's very different
games into a game like this where it's pretty much like there's some mechanics there, but it's really up to the narrative.
It's kind of liberating though. But
I tell me what you want to do. I tell you what to roll. And then I react to what you get.
I generally love that aspect. I love that it's more imaginative than anything. It makes it way more fun. But I just, like I said, I just don't want to go way out of my wheelhouse and just be like, well,
we'll get to it.
God, and God comes down and strikes him with his mighty vision.
We'll get to that because there's a mechanic in the game called Stop Holding Back, and basically it lets you do that. Like whatever you can think of to be an amazing attack, there's mechanics to do it. I mean, there's things where I can impose it on you because of that, and we'll get to it in the game.
So I have another question. So I guess it's probably an obvious question or answer, but I mean, where one of my attacks said punch the lights out or whatever. I can obviously say like, I'm not going to just go up and fucking punch him. Can I say, I want to do this move. I want to go up and kick him. I want to go up and scissor kick him. I want to go fucking give more in depth to it but still,
Yeah.
same.
Totally. Yeah, please.
Smell
I think
flavor.
I think adding more flavor from our end as players, like, just adds more to the scene and to the story. Plus, like, we're trying to get 10 episodes, and I feel like if we just stuck straight to the path of, like, okay, obviously we need to go to Rusty's bar and stop Honey Lips because that's who Shark Lady is. My character doesn't know that, and so, like, my character is a human being, although possessed by, a demigod. Ideally she wants to preserve her own life while doing her job. Maybe Job doesn't feel that way because Job's immortal.
Yeah.
But our characters are not immortal. And so I'm trying to get the most out of the 10 episodes that we're going to give this
I think Job's also more or less looking more towards figuring out who killed Sam rather than who the big bad is. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. He doesn't really care.
Kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of one and the same. I think that I'd really like to see, like, story-wise for me, I don't know. I haven't read what the story is, but I'd really like to see, like, something like Captain Shanahan or Sheehan is, like, the real big bad. I would love to see that. I doubt that's what this module is set up for.
Well, with that being said,
she's a puppet.
Tune in to next week's episode, and we might be able to find out. All right, guys. We're going to call it good for rolling over tonight. So we'll see you guys all on Monday.
Sunday.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
Monday's when the episodes post. Sunday's when we record.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
So
that's what she said.
Let's do a countdown to stop the recording on cue.
All right. 3, 2,
1, go.
Hey guys, we did it.
Hey, we won.
We made it to our first episode.
Yes.
And nobody died.
Success.
Yet.
So what do you guys think? It's not as complicated as it seems, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I really enjoy a good, like, investigation story. So I'm actually loving this. This is
It's like a really it leads a lot more into the RP version, or I guess the RP side than
I mean, it's basically on you guys narrating what's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me, I react to what you guys do.
You facilitate.
Yeah. I'm sensing this story can run deep. Like, I feel like there's some red herrings out there.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like there's lots of opportunity to, like, do some further investigations into different things.
That's it. There may be red sharks.
Super excited. I think that's great.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's not. The system's not as intimidating as I was reading. I think in first glance it was like, what is all this I'm looking at?
I know. Like,
it
the first time I
seems
opened
complicated,
the book,
but it's so simple.
Like, the first time I opened the book, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck any of this is.
Why are there so many things on my character sheet?
What the fuck is a juice? Why is there juice?
On the character sheet, it has these tag combos and shit's highlighted. What does that mean?
So those are just ideas of, like, how you can use tags
those are just
together.
ideas. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so, like, if we're, like, facing danger, there's, like, an encounter, and I want to take cover, that's one of my combos I can use by using indestructible energy, body, and in case
and it just kind of it says, hey, if you're doing this one thing, this is what you could use towards.
Yeah, they're just they're like ideas, like, to help you kind of.
And then I guess so. It's got on the little cards. It's got 3 things, and then it says power tag. Is that just like you guys add to it later?
Yes. So you can upgrade your theme cards, or you can upgrade, like, a power tag, or add a new power tag to a theme card as we get attention and fade and all that stuff, which I'll explain to it once we get to that point.
Sure.
As opposed to just trying to explain every little detail like I did with Mike last night, and it just confused him.
Casey, you're still recording, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Let's keep this. We can like maybe cut out like where you say okay, and fade to black, credits roll, and then like let's keep this portion. Maybe we can call this like the post game hash or something.
Yeah.
We can post game.
The Talking Dead.
It's like Dimension
Talking
20
Dead.
where they do the adventuring party afterwards, and they all
It's
talk
talking
about.
mist.
Yeah, we can give our takes on the. I mean, I really like this system.
Yeah, it's cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just want to know how the rolling works. I mean, like, what is it based on to say that you rolled poorly?
Yeah, I guess
You're
what's the DC?
Did you pick that?
No, so the 2d6 system. Basically, in this game, it's 2 through 6 is a miss, 7 through 9 is a mid success, 10 and above is a great success.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just random. It doesn't have to entail what I clicked on.
No.
If we were in
what you
person,
click
you would
on
be
gives you a
rolling
bonus.
2d6.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, each thing you click gives you a +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so the
it'd be
game
basically
automatically rolls it.
You rolling a 2d6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, whatever power tags you add to it. So like if we were playing in person, we'd each have 2d6.
Yeah.
That we'd be rolling.
And you can see it up above, like if you're in your character sheet, if you click on like indestructible energy body and encase Lily, if I go up to the top under my little power, it shows a 2 added to that.
Yeah.
So then when I click face danger,
yes, I get that, but my thing is like, what if these things add +1 +2? Why the hell not just click every single one of them every time?
Because it's gotta fit the theme of what you're doing.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't.
If you can explain why it would fit, like I kind of used my, what was it? Where was it? My evade pursuers when I was trying to sneak that magazine, which kind of fits, but doesn't at the same time. So we kind of shoehorned it in to fit that.
Yeah, I think that Chris. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go.
You're good.
I was just gonna say, I think that Chris hit the nail on the head. This is a lot more about role play than it is crunchiness in like 5e or Pathfinder, where it's like, how do I win at this? So like in your character sheet, you got to pick things that fit the moment of the story.
Yeah.
And you craft your story, or you craft the role around your story. And yeah, you could click on all of them, but would every single one of those items fit the moment that your character is facing in the story? And so it's relying heavily on the player not to be abusive of the system, kind of like in Fantasy Flight's Genesis system, or like the Star Wars Edge of the Empire system. It's like it relies on the player to want to fit the moment of the story rather than the crunchiness of the system.
And then maybe on the MC as well to be like, okay,
to
that
regulate. That's why I say explain.
That doesn't work. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm saying like explain how you want to use each tag in that situation. Yeah. If it makes sense to me, like Ben did. I was like, yeah, that's fitting for it, even though no one's chasing you, but like you're trying to evade their detection in a sense.
I gotcha.
Another thing, like with Talalik, like one of his powers, you have the mobility card flip. So then, travel between bodies of water. I flipped it back over.
What?
You click the bottom of it, it says flip.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. I was wondering why it was blank. Damn it. Oh, well.
Okay. So, like, Talalik being able to, like, control water and storms and all that, he can turn himself into water. So, like, say, had he wanted to go break into someplace, he could have turned into water and moved through, or moved between two bodies of water, or flow through narrow spaces. So he'd be like, I'm gonna, like, maybe Enkidu messaged them, like, hey, there's fucking water on the ground in here. And he's like, oh, goes outside, steps in a puddle, travels into the water that was in the store. And that's how he gets in. Or there's thinking outside the box using your powers.
And the different characters are kind of like, so that's the part that kind of like D&D, where like your character might be like Detective Enkidu is going to be way better at like the investigation, the detective stuff, because that's built into his character, where like Lily is just kind of like a shitty runaway teen, but I have this big giant, literally a giant spirit with me, so I'm more like a tank, so I'm not going to be as good at investigation, but I can still investigate, with different power tags and stuff like that. So it's kind of like D&D, where everyone can kind of do everything, but people are kind of built for different roles.
You play to your strengths and your faults.
Yeah. Like I'm a tank. That's what Lily is basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
She is the tank. And another thing, like I was reading the mythos of the game. Only those who are in touch with the mythos can actually see other people's mythos, right?
Yeah, so you're known as rifts. Anybody that has a mythos is known as a rift. I think there are things called sleepers, people that like are in touch with it but haven't gained the power yet. And that's generally other people. Then as people that have like full on all mythos tags, those are avatars.
Ooh, I'm just hearing some real bad feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like, but otherwise, normal people on the street who are not in touch with the rift or the mist or the mythos, it's they don't see anything.
No. So say like the best way to describe it is somebody uses like fire breath, right? Somebody that's a normal person would see that as somebody using a flamethrower. They're not going to see you using fire breath.
They would see the effect, and then their brains would make it make sense.
The mist makes them have it make sense in their brain.
Right.
Not that any of the actual like characters in this game know that, but as players in the lore of the game, it's the mist that has been affecting people's memories and not letting them see.
Yeah.
The mythical.
Okay.
It's an easy way to explain as to why our characters can go around throwing lightning or doing whatever you guys can do, and then nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
Because magic's not a big thing, but the mist kind of makes it all look realistic.
And do we know, do our characters know that normal people can't see this? You already say yes or no?
You do. Yeah, I would say you kind of understand that. Like you're piecing it together.
Okay.
But
you just don't know why.
Yeah, you don't know why. That's probably the bigger mystery of it all.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Ooh.
I suppose I'm gonna go pick up my daughter from my grandma's. So.
Yeah. I gotta watch.
I gotta put this kid to bed.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, guys.
So next week,
lots of fun.
Thanks,
next
Casey.
week.
Yeah.
Same time.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Same Misty channel.
Same Misty time. Same Misty channel.
Yeah.
Same Misty.
See you guys.